I used to think I was a really good listener. I'd make eye contact, I'd nod. I genuinely cared about Jeff's well-being.
But I could feel her withdrawal, the glazing over, almost like I was fighting against the stories that only existed in her head.
I was in the room physically, but internally, I had a whole lot going on with my nervous system.
If this situation sounds familiar, then this video is for you.
So grab a pen and let's begin.
Hello.
Hey, baby.
Hi.
Hey, everyone. We are Jeff and Ellen, life and relationship coaches.
And today we want to talk about emotional attunement. What gets in the way of you being able to pay attention to another human being? We can be in the same room together physically, but if we're emotionally tuned out, then we're not really here. We're actually not having connection time. We're actually somewhere else in some other
We're
reality.
Coexisting in space, time and space, but we aren't actually connecting.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I could start with two, if that's okay, because I love this topic because I personally have a connection to it. There's so many times in our relationship where Jeff would ask the question. He'd be like, "Elle, what does it take to get your attention?" Because sometimes I'd love to just be able to use a tap to get your attention. I'd like it to be that easy, but I feel like you're teaching me I have to use a sledgehammer.
That's true.
It takes, and then the resentment would build up. It takes so much effort and energy sometimes just to get my attention, and it could be on something small for you. The impact was actually quite significant in our connection.
So it speaks to your ability to attune to being here. We all have stuff going on that prevents us from being fully here. There's times that, when we're together, like, yes, I am present, I am here, but I'm not here 100%. How much of me is here?
One thing is, if I'm already in a state and busy, so if I'm doing something with work, maybe I'm coming out of a session with clients, or I'm just involved in a task, and I have such a habit of and comfort of living inside my own reality that I come in already caught up and sort of, how do I say, sunk in to what's happening with me. I'm very much in a self-absorbed or self-centered state.
Yes.
And I have a lot going on. By the time you come into my reality, I am full.
Yes. Your nervous system is already riding high.
Yes.
Almost like a full cup. And in I come and I want to add some of my energy into the cup, into the mix, but you're full. You have so much internal noise going on. The internal noise is stories, emotions, the reactions, the triggers. There's so much going on. So when we're flooded and triggered, we don't think straight or clearly. We don't hear very well. We don't speak very well. So communication is really tanking at this moment.
And can I add something too? It's part of how I grew up. Not just the kind of household I grew up in, but my protective defense mechanisms, I'm just going to stay in my own world. It's safer here. It's better here. I like it. I have more control over it. But I never learned that actually I need to keep room in my capacity to take in for other. That was a concept or an idea, not even on the radar. So I filled myself up with my interests and what I wanted to do all the time. And it wasn't until I met you that I realized, wait a minute, right, this isn't just my life. I share my life. And that means I can't just fill me up with all of me and more of what I want and I like. I have to leave room for what you might bring.
That's really true. Like even in how we're recording these videos, I may have a lot to say or you may have a lot to say, but we have to take turns.
Yeah.
If I keep railroading you, if I keep interrupting you, if I keep talking over you, then it just becomes my video. Why are you here? Right? And vice versa. The relational space is here between you and I. And this space is a much better experience for both you and for me when we attune to this. Because if I keep railroading you, I feel it and you feel it.
Yeah.
And if my nervous system is hijacking this moment, you're not going to like that. The impact is now we start to engage in competition. Who's literally getting the microphone now?
And
Who
combat
gets to speak?
over that competition. Now we're creating combat between us.
I'm like pulling the microphone, then you're pulling the microphone. No, I'm pulling the microphone because I have good justification. Well, my nervous system is getting triggered, so we need to be on me. And you're doing the same thing. Well, wait a minute. My nervous system is triggered. So what does it take to get your partner's attention? Or what does it take for your partner to get yours?
If I keep making you effort a lot to get the attention that it's not like that you need, you deserve. Like it's, you deserve attention. Over time in our marriage, you're gonna feel exhausted. You're gonna have the story from real experience. Oh my God, partnering with Ellen is exhausting.
And then you're true. Then that's true. I start to learn a shorthand. Oh, instead of going through all those steps, I'll just I'll play the big card.
Yeah.
Because I know that big card gets your attention quicker. So then I end up starting behaving in different ways that go to extremism quicker, faster to get the attention that I'm wanting.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It might be slamming my hands on the table. You know, I might clap my hands in front of you and go like, hello, right? And then I get the attention I want. But it ends up, it's now it's like, what extreme? We're promoting more extremism,
Yes.
more polarization,
Yes.
more of the fight and competition rather than moving towards center.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about the fix. What are some steps that you can do so that you can take ownership for you being more present with your partner? So the first is the self check-in.
Yeah.
Am I available to my partner? Am I aware what my partner needs? Can I attune? Can I put my worries off to the side just for a second, just so I can say, you need my attention for a moment, and I can give that to you. So that's kind of like the first check-in.
Yeah, I like that. And one of the things for me that I had to do, like, so if let's say I was coming out of work where I'm full, and you come to talk to me, then now I've learned to pause and either tell you, I want to hear you, but I'm full.
That's step 2, which is, if you're not, just own it.
Yeah.
Like, just because I want to talk doesn't mean that you're ready. Let me know. To say, just because someone is requesting doesn't mean we give attention right away. Because am I giving crappy attention? Am I giving half-assed attention? Or am I giving good presence? So if you're finding it difficult and to be present, and you internally feel a lot of noise, you can say something like, can we just pause? I want to hear you. I'm so upset right now. I'm so triggered. I have so much going on. I'm not in a place to hear you, and I'm really trying to regulate so that I can give you the attention that you're asking for, that you're wanting and should be getting, but you're just not getting the best of me right now. I'm going to go, make a cup of coffee or something.
Put some water on my face. I've done that.
I'm going to breathe. And what that does is it lets your partner know where you are, but it also shows respect.
Yeah.
And it also acknowledges, like, this isn't a you problem. It's me. It's my nervous system that's riding high. And I never say, well, this is that you got to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is mine. It's on me. I need a timeout on the stairs, right?
Yeah. And that you honor that you own that. Like, there's so much even more important sometimes. That communication is more important than whatever you're about to say next. Because I see how you prioritize our connection, making it easy for me, or giving me the space. So, sometimes it's harder for me. It's giving me the space without the judgment and the impatience that I can turn my energy around so I can come back.
Yeah. So the next step, when you are riding a little high in your nervous system, or you're seeing your partner is riding a little high and might be busy, go slow.
Yeah.
Like the worst conversations are the ones where we have to rush. Like, oh, we only have 5 minutes. Are we going or are we not? When we add time into a conversation, it never works out well for us.
No. When we use time against us, that is a constraint that never serves the exchange.
When we feel the pressure to go, that just makes my nervous system get higher and rise, and you too.
Yeah.
And then
an already triggered or high rising nervous system is just getting, it's like putting gasoline on a flame.
Oh, we have scarcity of time now. Let's just add that to the mix.
And it's your fault.
Yeah. So go slow, be gentle with yourself if you're riding high, and be gentle with your partner. They don't intentionally want to be triggered. You don't want to be in a state of flooding all the time.
No.
And if I can see that, then I can say, hey, why don't we sit? Why don't we go slow? Why don't we breathe for a second? And then let's just talk slowly. Because then we get to have the connection that we're both wanting.
You say things like pause. Can we pause?
No.
You'll use the timeout. Can we just take a
really
timeout?
Does help to say, can we go slow here?
Sometimes use low hands, like, hey, can we just a pause? Not like stop, but a low, gentle hand where you're just like, hey, can we just slow down here? And sometimes you will ask me too, like, can you see that I'm needing your attention? I'm not getting your attention.
Yeah, I'm asking you to read the room.
Yes.
In a sense, can you see me? And that's to get you to come back away from stories to being here.
We are literally in another state. That is what we mean by a state change. That's why putting water on our face or doing jumping jacks or, going outside, getting fresh air, so you can meet the moment differently. Currently, how you're meeting it is actually not meeting it. You're actually in protection of it or defense of it. Mm-hmm. If I want to bring Jeff in, I actually have to feel relaxed and safe and open myself up so that I can receive whatever Jeff is sending.
Which then leads to the next step, which is attuning.
Yeah.
And attuning is a directing my attention on you.
Yeah.
If I wait till I'm zen and calm, well, we're never
If you have to wait for me to be zen and calm, you might be waiting for a long time.
It says, even though I have stuff going on,
yes,
can I put this to the side?
Yes.
I know I have stories, I have responses, I have things going on. I'm going to put it in the parking lot, and I'm going to purposefully, willfully put my attention on you, not on my worry. Focusing your attention on what the partner's saying, and then prove to yourself and prove to them that you're listening by mirroring it back. And so if you're saying a statement, let's say, just say any statement that.
I really like the bananas that we had this morning. They were perfectly ripe.
I might have a lot going on, but I purposely attune to her and say, what I hear you saying is that you really like the bananas that we had this morning because they were perfectly ripe. Did I get you?
Yeah, that's it.
That's efforting on my part, but I don't want to let go of that responsibility. Well, I can't. I have anxiety. I have stuff going on. I have a story. I have worries. I have a list to do that I can't take that in. I want to prove no, I can take you in.
Yeah.
And so the act of attuning and taking in your words means I'm taking my focus off of the internal noise onto the external to say I'm seeing you, I'm valuing you, I'm making your words more important than what's going on for me.
What I love is though two things are happening at the same time. While Jeff is one, listening to me, so I am getting the feeling of being taken in, that my reality is of value and is important to him, and I feel safe in this relationship, in this exchange. But Jeff is also, this is secondary, you are growing your capacity to take in more. Mm-hmm. Because the previous story is I'm full, I can't take in more, and this
capacity doesn't grow.
That's it. But what you're learning is, I can alter my capacity. I can grow capacity. I can park my stuff aside and have room for more. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When I am all worked up and having trouble connecting and being present, I just start mirroring. Because if I start mirroring, the first few passes might be a little mechanical, but then as I come in, my nervous system starts to regulate and I start to get into the rhythm of it, then we start to find the rhythm, and then I'm taking you in. And then I feel better.
Yeah. By the mirroring and focusing out on other takes us away from the stories, away from the catastrophizing that my brain may be creating for me, and getting into be here, because I don't know what you're going to say. And for me to be more present emotionally, physically, to tune into you, I'm saying this is not as important. And it gets me to be back here in what is, rather than my worries, my fantasy, worst case scenarios. It gets me to be here with you.
And then our worlds aren't in competition anymore. Yeah.
It's not like your partner isn't saying never worry, never be anxious. They're just saying, can your anxiety make room for me in that world so that we can both be heard and understood?
And they're asking, can we make that happening easy? Can I get your attention with just a tap rather than having to use the sledgehammer? So we hope you found this valuable and you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the subscribe button and be sure to share this video with anyone who you think could use this content. Also, stay tuned for our next video because we have more great relational advice.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.